there she is, Holly Holm, who is not getting a haircut during this interview. She is in her car. Hello, Holly. How are you?
I'm good. And I only get my hair cut like every 3 or 4 months, so there's probably no chance you'd get me when I'm cutting my hair.
Yeah, that's like seeing like Haley's Comet or something. You have like the longest hair I've ever seen. When you get your hair cut, it's not a big cut, right? It's just like a little trim.
No, like an inch,
Okay, just an inch. That's it.
maybe
How long
two
have you had
inches.
your hair
Yeah.
that long for? Like since you were a kid?
No, I actually cut it really short. I had a bob cut, and then kind of grew. It was like here. My senior pictures like layered,
Ah,
and like the longest layer is like this. So I've been growing it out since then. I
okay.
mean, it's been where it's at for a while. Like I just kind of left it where it's at. I don't want it to go any lower than that. It's like all the way to my butt, so it's long enough. I
Right,
don't want
right.
to be sitting on it.
I'm sure you didn't expect to start the interview talking about your hair, but I do appreciate
Yeah.
that insight. Last time you were on the show, it was all well and good. It looked like you were fighting in March, and you were excited about fighting
Mhm.
on the same card as your teammates, John Jones, Diego
Yeah.
Sanchez. And then like a week later, maybe not even a week later, like 4 days later, the
Yeah.
fight's off. I feel like we never got some clarity to this situation. What exactly happened?
You know, I think it was just one of those things that so I had I mean, make like a long story short, I still had one fight left on my current contract, and it was one of those they wanted to do like renew the contract like with the UFC. So it was kind of like, well, if we can't come to terms, let's just fight on the current contract. And I think just in talking about it, I think they just I don't know said they would rather. And then within 24 hours, actually that night they canceled it. They were wanting me to go to Brazil, so I think they just had ulterior thoughts of what they wanted, and it was frustrating for me in the sense that yes, I was training for this fight and I was so ready for it. I think that's one of the things. So it was never. I mean, a lot of people are like, how come you pulled out? I never pulled out of the fight. Like that bothers me the most. I've never pulled out of a fight in my life. So anybody that thinks that can kind of just let that thought go. But I just thought, you know what? I always just try and go with what opportunity is coming. And they cancel the fight. It's like, yeah, it's super frustrating. But if I sit here and just only dwell on that forever, that's not good. I'm just, like obviously they took the fight out. They're not going to put it back on. And then from what I understand, they thought about putting it back onto the card where we would still be fighting the same night. And I think Aspen Ladd had something going on that she couldn't anymore. And it was just kind of one of these things that I don't know. So I still kept training for weeks after they canceled it, just in case they might salvage the fight and put it back on the card. And it didn't happen. And you know what? I have this opportunity in front of me now that's an awesome opportunity. So I try to make the most of whatever situation is, and that's what I'm gonna do. Now I'm fighting for the title.
Did they want you to go to Brazil? Like, what was that a thing that they really pursued?
Yeah, they really really did want that. And it was just kind of one of those things. I'm like, we need to at least, if you guys want to make sure that a new contract with you guys is in place before, like, let's not do this again. Set up a fight and then we're back and forth between old contract, new contract. Let's make sure that one thing's done and then we'll move to the next. And um, I'm glad. I would like to. I'm glad I'm fighting in Vegas. I'm glad I'm fighting on the undercard with John. Gosh, I couldn't be more happy right now. I just want to make sure I'm constantly learning. I'm training, but I don't want to get so worked out. It's like 13 or 14 weeks away. That's like so long to be like on your mind. So I don't want to, in training camp, it's like 24/7 on your mind. So I'm definitely thinking about it when I'm in the gym training, but I'm trying not to let it overwhelm my thoughts, 24 hours a day because that'll just wear you out. I want to train. I want to enjoy my training with the focus of that fight ahead, but kind of let go of that stress in between because otherwise, training too hard too soon, you'll peak. Your body will
Right.
peak too soon. You'll be too wore out by the time the fight comes. And mentally, if you're seriously that stressed out about it, then by the time the fight comes for that many weeks, you're exhausted before the fight even starts. So I want to keep a good balance of that right now.
That was actually my next question because when we spoke, it was around the end of January, and you seemed to be in a very good place, and it seemed like you were going to peak for the end of March, and then you have to pull back, and then there's the Brazil thing that's lingering, and now it's July. So how do you do that dance mentally? Because now it's April, like we're still 2+ months away. How do you not peak too early?
You know, I think sometimes when I wake up in the morning, because I'm one of those, I'm probably considered to be like an overtrainer anyway. But to me, it helps me mentally to know I'm doing a lot. So, and mental, I think, is more than physical. But at this moment, it's easier for me to, if I get up and there's a certain day, I'm like, you know what, my body's really not feeling well. I'm not going to force going to train because, and by that I mean like maybe I'm not going to go do live wrestling that day. Maybe I'm going to make sure and just do like some strength training and running to where it's not like actual physical, like, damage on the body and not necessarily like too much mental. So I'm still training every day, but if there's a day that I kind of feel like, you know what, today I'm just going to see different faces. I'm going to go outside, just be outside, not just be in the gym in that mindset. It's okay for me to do that right now. We do live training every single day at our gym. And so if there's a day that I think, my mind's not there, so I'm probably not going to be focused, which means, those are the days that you're going to get injured. And in a fight camp, I would say, you know what, you just need to get on it. But that's the mental thing. And right now it's like, I still train at least twice a day and instead of 4,
Okay.
it's like sometimes I still do 3 or 4. And then the next day I'm not going to do that. I'll just maybe go for a run and, hit mitts. And then I'll, do live training and then go for a run, or depending on my day. So I just kind of take the foot off the gas a little bit.
So you have signed a new 6-fight deal, correct?
Yes.
Do you think this is your last 6-fight deal?
It might be. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm 37. I know I'm getting older, and everybody keeps saying I'm old. I know my age, guys. I know my age before everybody else knew my age. I know exactly how old I am. I'm 37, 37 and a half to be exact.
Okay.
But I still feel stronger than I was. I feel smarter than I was. I still know that I'm improving. I still know that I'm learning. When I was 23, 24, I thought, my late 20s, I'll be done fighting. And then when I was like 26, 27, I thought, no way, well, I'll be done in a couple of years, but 30. And then at 30, I'm like, 35 is like the oldest. I will never fight over 35. And I was 34 when I got my world title in MMA. I think I'm going to stop at 35. No way. And here I have the chance again at 37. Now my limit's 40.
You go. Why
But
not?
who knows?
45.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I still feel good. I feel as far as my career, yes, I've had some battles here and there, but it's not like I don't feel like I've just taken this like damage my whole career. I feel like I've been very blessed in that aspect. So as long as I want to do it, it's my life. And a lot of people, the way they look at it, I don't care what they say. I always say this: who wrote the book of life? Everybody's path is differently, and everybody else has their idea of what they think I should be doing at this time, at that time, my whole life. I'm glad that, I like to stay focused on the fact that this is my book and I'm the author. So I'm going to do it when I want to do it.
Yes.
I'll retire when I want to retire.
Could I say something? And I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but obviously after the last interview we had, where you opened up about some of your personal things going on in your life, I now view you in a different lens, naturally, and I feel like Holly Holm is living her best life. I don't know if this
I do feel like that.
You feel like if I know that things can be a little different on social media, what we portray to the world, but it just seems via social media that you are having a great time at life right now. Like you are really living your best life. Is that accurate?
That is very accurate. I
All right.
100% feel that way. I have a lot of my own time. I don't even feel lonely if I'm by myself. When I'm out, I'm having fun with what I'm doing. I'm really engaging with who I'm with. I don't have other stresses really weighing on me while I'm there. When I'm with people, I'm in the present. I'm not like got this thing in the back of my head. I just feel like I do. I feel happy. I feel good with life. I mean, everybody, like you said, social media always has something. I even think I hear some people saying like, "Oh, you can totally tell, Holly's different or whatever." It's like, honestly, the way I am on my social media or out or whatever, if I'm being a dork, that's just me. Maybe I was like suppressed with that for a while, but No, I feel great. I feel happy. I feel like I am who I am, and being in the public eye, yes, I think everybody has their ideas of, you know, some people take things a little too serious, a little too seriously. Simple things. I'll put on a song on my social media and be like, "Oh, I really like this jam." And they'll be like, "What did you try that?" And I'm like, "No, I actually just think it's a good jam." Like there's no like hidden meaning by
Right.
what the like song says, but like I'm okay. I'm very happy just being myself, and I'm embracing who I am. And what my life has in store right now, I really have, I don't know, if I look at all my blessings I have in my life, gosh, they outweigh the bad for sure. I'm so blessed. I've got so many people around me. I'm healthy. I have a job that I love, and I have friends that I have much fun with, and I have freedom to do whatever I want and the means to be able to do it. So yes, I do. I feel good. I'm happy.
That is great to hear, and it certainly comes across that way. Um, the
Good.
fa- the facts are you are 0-3 in your last 3 title fights. Do you feel like this is your last crack at a UFC belt?
I feel like I definitely, in all honesty, I have everything weighing on this fight. A lot of people thought maybe the Ronda Rousey fight had, more stresses behind it, but no, I had nothing to lose there. If I would have lost that fight, people wouldn't look at it the way they look at it now. Now that they've seen the success, now it's like, it, especially coming off of having 3 losses in the last 5 and having, this opportunity again. I know there's a lot of negative talk about it. Oh, another title fight. And I understand, what you guys are looking at the win-loss record. How do I have another title fight? It's not that. It's that when you look at who else is out there and who else can make the fight and who's capable, I know I'm capable of beating her, and I know I'm capable of having that belt again. And that's what it comes down to. Keep in mind, a lot of those fights were actually not even in my weight class, but at 145. Not an excuse, 100%. Every single one of those losses, I didn't perform certain things right. I take all responsibility for that. I was taught what I needed to do right. I was capable, and I didn't make it happen. So, but I think a lot of people can really, like, when they don't look at all the facts and stuff, they can be pretty brutal about it. But most of the people that say that are definitely the people that would never do this for a living.
Mm.
So they can sit there and there's a reason why I'm doing it, and they're not. So it's okay. If there weren't people like that, then there wouldn't be the curiosity. Is she really going to do it this time? That's why people love to watch fighting. It's unknown. They don't know what's going to happen in a fight. It's unpredictable. The future is unknown, and it can change like this. With one punch, a fight can be over. One kick, a fight can be over. You can be winning a fight and then get submitted right before the end of the last round. So, you know what? I'm glad that there's people that love me. I'm glad there's people that hate me, because guess what? That is what creates people's excitement to watch fighting. And I love to make the people who support me, I love to make them proud. And the people who are hating, I love to try and prove them wrong. So there's no doubt about it. You can love me, you can hate me, whatever. It motivates me either way.
Yes, as long as they're watching, buying the pay-per-views,
That's
that's all
right.
that matters. The tickets.
And you're watching for a reason, because and this is not in any cocky way, by the way. It's just kind of
No,
factual
it is factual. Yeah.
that they're watching because what we're doing in our life is that exciting. Like, we're entertaining you. So you're watching for a certain reason, because what I do is it's not something that everybody can just
Right.
do. I think anybody's capable if they really want to try, but you definitely have to have like we're still different. If you choose this for a career, I don't care what anybody says, because you're literally just throwing yourself out there, like putting yourself in the most vulnerable place you can be, and be like, I believe I can do this. And then you might be able to be made a fool of yourself in 2 seconds, right after you're like, yeah, I can do this. I signed the contract. I'm ready to go. There's a lot of things that motivate me for this fight. I've always been one of those that I want to do something that's never been done before. From boxing, I wanted to be the first boxing champion that went in and got a title in MMA, and I was able to do that. Male or female, there still hasn't been another one. And now I've lost the belt, but there's other things I want to do. It's been a first time ever. There's no female I don't even know if there's actually any male. I'm not really sure about the male. I'm gonna have to really check on this, but none of them have lost the belt and been able to come back and fight for it and get it again. I want to be able to show that I can rise again. we have 2 of us fighting the same night for a belt back to back, and to be able to both take those belts home, how awesome would that be? If I talk too sincere about it, I will cry. I would love to be able to have my coaches in there with both of us with our belts, like just all the work they put into us. There's a lot of things that I picture that are motivation, and those are the things that keep me wanting to learn. Those are the things that keep me going to the gym, and those are the things that keep me wanting to feel like I'm a beginner, that I have so much to do. And if I lose this fight, oh, Holly should retire. And if I win, oh my gosh, see, we knew she could do it. So they're going to say one or the other. I want to go with the latter. I want to go with, hey, we knew she could do it. She's going to do it again. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. I am. And I get to really, this is what you call living the life of a dream. A lot of people dream about this. In a dream, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I had this dream that I was getting ready to fight for the title again, and then I got it. That's a dream that I can make come true, and that's what I want to do.
I could tell you were getting emotional there, talking about your coaches.
I do.
Yeah.
I love my team, and I love my job. And if I talk too in depth about it, I will cry.
Why? Why does that make you so emotional?
In a good way. They're like good tears. It's like passion. If I didn't care, if I could just simply talk about it like matter of factually, then maybe maybe that would make me second guess like where my heart is at in my career. You know, the fact that when I talk about it, I still get fired up. When Michelle was fighting on Saturday, I think every single one of my neighbors heard me. I try and keep composed when I'm like in front of people. When I'm by myself, like any like really good thing, I'm like, yes, Michelle. I'm like punching the air. I'm like just so proud. You know what I mean? And by the time the fight's over, I'm crying. I'm so happy for her because I know how much she puts into it. And it's just a passion being shared. And in order to do this sport, you have to have that. You have to have that passion in you. Mr. Winklejohn and I actually kind of joke all the time. We're like, in order to do this, you kind of have to be like a little off, right? So, like as far as the fact that you just like crave something that much, you know, you have to feel that there has to be that inside of you, or else you're not going to succeed in it. Because if it's just kind of like, then you fall into that category of like, you know, not if you win or lose, just, you know, if you enjoy yourself. No, I hate when I lose, and I love it when I win. It's not, I'm not okay with the other. I don't think, oh, I don't want fight of the night. That means I took too many shots. I want performance of the night, knockout of the night, submission, any of that, I'll take. I don't want fight of the night. That means I took too much. I don't want like, oh, well, at least, you know, you went this far with this person, or at least you did this much. No, I don't want to, at least I did this or that. I want to 100% do it. I don't want to almost do it. I want to do it, you know, and in order to really feel that way, like, I think that's the only way to really like succeed with what you're doing. Because when you're in there, it's so easily to like take the mental, you can just stop a fight in no time when you feel like that pressure's on you, you know, and you have to really still want that. And I'm glad that I still feel that. I'm glad that I still feel that passion. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm done fighting, because I don't think that will ever be completely gone. I don't know. I can see how fighters have a hard time retiring.
Yes, absolutely. That is the big dilemma that every fighter has. And we could talk about that at length. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but I do want to ask you one last quick thing.
Okay.
Your last win was at 145. She's the 145 and 135 champion. Was there any talk of this fight happening at 145, or was it always 135?
Always 135. I think after the 145, I think she said she wanted to go back there. Honestly, I don't even know. Okay. That's what I heard she said, but let's not put that. I'm not saying that's the factual thing. I don't really know. I think she said she wanted to go back to 35. I've been wanting to go back. I mean, my last fight was supposed to be at 35. I don't know. It just kind of went that way, and I didn't. It never really was talked about at 45. So,
as long as it's for a belt, that's the main thing. And it is for a belt. 135, July 6th, Las Vegas. Holly, I always love talking to you, but I got to say, the last two,
thank you.
It's a whole different ball game. This new Holly is great. Keep doing you. Keep living this life.
I will. Thank you.
Keep being happy. It's amazing. And I'm really happy you're getting this title fight. Good luck in training. We'll see you out there in Vegas.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.